And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We're on board live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this rainy Wednesday, June the 7th. Again, thank you for being with us wherever you may be. We're live here. We got lots to talk about. The golfing world's been kind of shattered because of the announcement they've come down, the merger of the two golf programs. We'll tell you all about that, the PGA and the LIV. Super regional baseball action, the College World Series in softball tonight, the NBA Finals tonight. Major League Baseball. We got lots to talk about. Hello. It's Coach Ttss' daughter. What a sweet lady she is. Works here at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. So we're ready to bring it to you. Show number 1867. Going to be joined later in the show by Greg Sire, Major League Baseball update. Lots going on in the bigs. Evan Carter, by the way, not only the top 25, not only the top 10 or top 15. Evan Carter, the top 10 now. Major League Baseball prospects in America. From Elizabethton, Tennessee. Pretty cool stuff. Evan Carter continues to go up. He was 23rd. He's now inside the top 10. I'll go ahead and tell you he's number 9 in the country. Major League Baseball prospects to get to the bigs. He'll be there by the All-Star break. You wait and see. Evan Carter up to number 9 in the country. He's one of us here in Northeast Tennessee and Tri-Cities, and even more specifically, of course, Elizabethton. So we got lots going on. Thanks for being with us. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross today. Certainly no different. It's not going to be ever any different. So some say they appreciate the Bible verses. Some say they don't. So it's America. You're entitled to your opinion. And here's the verse of the day. It is out of Ephesians 5:20. It says, always giving thanks to God the Father for everything in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Whew. Ephesians 5:20, always giving thanks to God the Father for everything in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Last night we had a bunch of youngins make decisions at the Bible school. So it's good. We had, I guess telling you the numbers, we had over 200 kids. How about that? And so we're bragging about that? No, we're praising the Lord for that. No, we're not. I'm not trying to be uppity and go, look what we did. We didn't do anything. The Lord and the Holy Spirit did it. He brought those kids in there. Check this out. We'll be at Double C Western Supply tomorrow. This is the new T-shirt they got out, which is really cool. It is Elizabethton Cyclones on the front, but on the back, during football season, it says Double C first down. And there's Double C, and there's the Tom Taylor Sports logo. They've got these for sale at the store. We'll be there tomorrow pushing the big Father's Day sale next week. Double C first down. Tom Taylor Sports and Double C. So big thanks to Diana for doing that. That is really cool. Thank you, ma'am. That means the world to me for you to do that. All right, national anthem time. Here we go. We have not heard from the Kingdom Heirs for a while, so why don't we let the Kingdom Heirs go front and center and do a little singing as soon as I can find it. It's been a while since I even played it. So, you know what? We'll get to them tomorrow. How about this one? Here's Loretta Bowers singing the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, hello to Carl and Michael and Mike and Poppy and Hobby and what's the other's name? Kyle Tom? Hope we get that right. Should know this as much as I say hello to you guys, but I'll get to it in a minute. I know Carl's watching. Thank you, gentlemen, wherever you may be working and busting it today on a rainy Wednesday. If you missed it, Teddy Orton from Elizabethton heading off to Maryville College to play football. So congratulations to Teddy. He'll do a wonderful job because he's Teddy Orton. He's a talented young man. And so congratulations to Teddy Orton. We had him on the show earlier in the week talking about his state tournament, double winning in the hurdles and finishing, top 5 in the state in the decathlon. So big news, Teddy Orton moving on from Elizabethton to play football at Maryville College. All right, golf world is rocked. They are after the PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan. Some of the players have called him a traitor, called him a hypocrite. PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and the LIV Golf are merging into one for-profit entity. Merger generating shockwaves across the golf community. A lot of the golfers were taken by surprise, had no clue it was coming. I'm talking to big boys: Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Spieth, Thomas. Some of these guys, we didn't know anything about this. This kind of happened, so they're very much up in arms about it. Two sides seemingly void of any common ground. All of a sudden, I mean, it's been finger pointing for these many months. All of a sudden, Jay Monahan cuts a deal behind closed doors, and so they're now going to be merged. The governor of the PIF, Yasser Al-Ramayan, said the merger symbolizes a united front required to ensure a promising future for the game of professional golf. Merger expected to be finalized in the ensuing months. Now, the Department of Justice may get involved as far as a possible antitrust situation because they violated allegedly some antitrust laws. So we'll see how far that goes. But the board of directors will oversee the new entity's golf-related commercial operations, businesses, and investments. The groups will work to establish a cohesive schedule. The PIF will be the exclusive investor. That's the money from Saudi Arabia are going to be investing into this new entity. And we'll have the exclusive right to further invest in the new enterprise, including a right of first refusal on any capital invested. So you ask me, old country boy, we just sold ourselves to the Saudi Arabians in the benefit of golf. We'll see. But there's your quote. They have the exclusive right to further invest in the new enterprise, including a right of first refusal on any capital invested. That'll be PIF. Will be the exclusive investor, which means all the moolah is coming from Yasser Al-Ramayan and Saudi Arabia. So stay tuned on that. I would understand why the golfers on the PGA Tour would not be happy with that decision, but it's like it's going to happen. So College Softball World Series, set tonight. Oklahoma three-peat atop the college softball world. We'll have to do it against that familiar foe. They've won 2 in a row, trying to make it 3 against the number 3 seed Lady Seminoles of Florida State. Starts tonight at 8 o'clock in Oklahoma City at the USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma's, which has won a Division I record 51 straight games, reaching its 4th straight championship series thanks to their win 4-2 over number 9 Stanford on Monday. Seminoles, of course, defeating Tennessee to get there. The Seminoles are 3-0 in the College World Series, outscoring their opponents 16-2. They're playing really good softball. The last time they reached the championship, they lost to the Sooners in 3 games in 2021, 2 years ago. Sooners are seeking to become only the second Division I history to win 3 consecutive titles. UCLA did it in 88, 89, and 90. Good rainy morning to you too, Miss Whitehead. Thank you for watching the show. We're live here at Chick-fil-A. You can tell with the way the lighting is here on the show. It's dark outside. It's pouring down the rain. So when we need the rain, so drive carefully if you're out and about. Drive defensively, windshield wipers on, lights on, and anticipate what the other knuckleheads are going to do because people drive crazy when it starts raining. And they really do. It's just nutso. Top of the hour, going to be joined by Greg Salyer. Talking Major League Baseball. Jeff Birchfield joins us later in the show. We're talking about the big weekend at Bristol Dragway. Thunder Valley Nationals in town this weekend. for the racing, and so we'll talk about that. All right, here's an interesting story in the NBA. It is the NBA Finals. LeBron James knocked out of this, as you know, by the Lakers. The Nuggets knocked him out of the playoffs, Western Conference Finals. All you're hearing about, you're not hearing about the finals much. You're hearing about LeBron James and maybe Kyrie Irving being reunited. So there's an article today by a sports writer, which I thought was really interesting. I'm just going to hit you with the highlights. When we should be talking about Denver's first ever finals appearance and the greatness of its own two-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, the conversation, and it did, turned to a failed Lakers team and James's fake thoughts about walking away from retirement. He ain't going to retire. LeBron actually considered retirement. No, he didn't. He may have, at the heat of the moment, said, I got to think this through. He ain't going to quit. So, my point to this is, it's Game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals, and this story continues to emerge that LeBron James may leave and go to Dallas to play for the Mavericks with Kyrie Irving. There ain't a snowball's chance he's going to do that. All this is to beat the drum for LeBron James, to keep him out there in the forefront. He cannot let it go. Is this guy an incredible talent? Absolutely. One of the best of all, is the greatest of all time, not in my opinion, but he is certainly one of the top 10, no question. Top 5 probably in the history of the NBA. But if you go back, and I did this. I went back and looked it up. Did a little research this morning, getting ready for the show. Every time the guy gets knocked out of the playoffs, he's not knocked out of the playoffs. He finds a reason to keep his name out there in front of people. Just telling you. And here it is again. We're talking LeBron and Kyrie. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I'm just telling you that's the buzz, and there's other people picked up on that. Be that as it may, it's Game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals. Should be a good one. Tied 1 apiece. They'll go to Miami. Heat hold home court advantage thanks to a 111-108 win in Denver. Have a chance to take the lead on their own turf. Tyler Hero back. Hero, I've heard it both. He's back after getting hurt in the first round game against the Bucks. Jokic continues to put up big numbers for the Nuggets, 41 points, 11 rebounds in Game 2. In the 4 postseason losses for the Nuggets this season, he has averaged 42 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, and they still lost. So what the other teams are probably looking at, and I would think this would be, I would understand this. Let him get his points and shut down everybody else, and that's pretty much what they were doing. Here's an interesting stat. Hello, Jerry Keller. How you doing, sir? Is that the banjo man? With the NBA Finals are tied 1 apiece, the team that wins Game 3 goes on to win the title 80% of the time. The record is 32-8. So, but that stat has not held up since 2010 or 2010. The Game 3 winners has been a 4-4 record, so that doesn't necessarily hold true. In fact, it hasn't for the last 13 years. The coach of the Nuggets has called out his team repeatedly about how poorly they played defense. And the fourth quarter's defense was pitiful in the first 2 games. Repeatedly, he's brought that up. And so I'm going to say tonight, the Nuggets, you're going to see a different team defensively. Now, the Heat is at home. It's a raucous atmosphere, and it should be. When you're in the NBA Finals, your team's on the home team, you better be making some noise. And they are, and they will. I think you'll see a different Nuggets team. Defense wins you championships. The team that shuts them down, I mean, look what they did to the Lakers. Look what the Heat did to the Celtics. Defense wins you championships. Go back and look at it time and time and time again. So the team that turns down the screws defensively and shuts that other team down is the one's going to win it tonight and go on to win the whole thing. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this rainy Wednesday. Milkshakes, peach coming back on Monday, and the spicy chicken biscuit back on the menu board on Monday of next week. But today, cookies and cream milkshake, strawberry, chocolate, Niller, In fact, the other day I went kind of goofy and I told them make a chocolate and strawberry together. And they did it. I don't know if they're supposed to do it, but they did it. Inez, come right here and stand. Come right here where they can see you.
Hello, hello, hello.
There's my sister in Christ right there.
Right here.
My buddy.
How are you?
Good. Peach milkshakes come Monday, don't they?
Come on Monday. Peach milkshakes and spicy biscuits.
Spicy chicken biscuit.
Spicy chicken biscuits and
Wait,
peach milkshake.
wait a minute. Don't move. They can
Oh,
come right here.
all
I love this lady. Now you can talk to me,
right.
dear.
Yeah, spicy chicken biscuits coming on Monday
Yep.
and white peach milkshakes.
Woo.
Yeah, good stuff. Getting it ready for summer.
Mm-hmm.
We still got our watermelon mint drink.
You like it?
I'm not a big watermelon fan, but everybody that likes the watermelon flavor
Liking
likes, liking that. You can get it with lemonade or with tea, or get you a Sunjoy. Get them mixed.
Or the frosted's good too.
Frosted's good too.
Yep.
My favorite's the frosted diet lemonade.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that stuff. So, getting ready to watch some lady softball
Yeah.
tonight. Going into the World Series.
Can Florida State do anything with them?
I think they can.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
They're really good. They got a freshman pitcher, and their bullpen's strong. So I think they're going to be all right. But now they're going to have it tough because they've been in it for a while and they know what to expect. So I think that Florida State's pitcher that they had the other night, I think if they get her from doing the illegal pitch and get that straightened out, they might be all right with it.
Tennessee has nothing to be ashamed of. They got beat by Oklahoma and they got beat by Florida State, two teams in the national
For the
championship.
national championship. I
Yeah.
think that Karen Weekly's doing a good job, and she got a lot of talent. She got a lot of talent coming back next year. She got a lot of talent coming back next year, and their pitcher Jones, she's solid, and fifth year senior, so she's out. So, but I believe it's going to be a good series. It's going to be a good series.
I got hooked watching softball. I mean, I called the Lady Cyclones this year and loved it, but I got hooked watching this college softball. They can play. Now
They can play. They're serious about this.
Yeah.
They're serious about that. Montana, the pitcher for Alabama. I mean, they might as well make her governor of the state of Alabama because she's so well liked.
You know what I like about it? The enthusiasm. They're cheering,
yeah.
they're singing, they're clapping.
They're
Not the guys don't, but it's like you kind of get caught up in the enthusiasm.
Yeah, and this is a whole different level, I think, of the enthusiasm. And I know that's what Karen Weekly told her team last year. She said, have a good time. Have a good time. And, I think sometimes as spectators that we forget that, these are kids. These are 17 or 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and they need to have a good time. It's going to be pretty soon life to be real serious for them.
Thought of this the other night watching the game. Why don't we have a professional softball team for the ladies? I mean, a professional softball league.
Well, they do.
They do?
Monica Abbott that pitched for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
There's a pro softball league for ladies?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
It's not big. Menendez, it's a commentator now. She played in it. Monica Abbott was a pitcher in it for about 11 years, I think. So I think it's gaining a little momentum. I think one thing that helped was when it went into the Olympics as an Olympic sport. So, well, I guess I better get back and sell some chicken.
Well, I was just looking. Junior Campbell said watermelon. He likes that watermelon. So the other day, I don't know if you're allowed to do this, but I said, you know what I like? I like to have a strawberry and a chocolate milkshake together, and they did that.
Yeah, we'll do whatever you want us to do.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was going to like it, but it kind of grew on me. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, we get people that come up and they'll want a Powerade and Sprite.
There you go.
That's what they like. So, here at Chick-fil-A on People's Street, we
Aim to please.
We aim to please. Good
What-
talking to you, Tom.
Yes, ma'am. She's awesome. Miss Inez. Love her. She's a great, great lady, and I appreciate her very much. So, again, we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Double C Western Supply. We'll be there getting ready for the big Father's Day sale. If you missed the T-shirt earlier, man, you got to – I love this shirt. On the front of the shirt, of course, is Tuffy with a cowboy hat on. You can see it. See if I can get up where you can see it. Trying to – let's see. I'm looking off the screen here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. But on the back, football season, Double C Western Supply, first down, and there you see – I think you can see it. Tom Taylor Sports and Double C. Diana put these shirts are for sale. I think they're $12, $10. Pretty affordable. There it is. Yep, I see it on the screen now. Tom Taylor Sports. Stop wiggling it. There you go. So anyway, thought that was very cool. Thank you, Diana. We'll be there tomorrow with the Father's Day sale getting ready to unfold for Dad's Day next weekend. This weekend, no, but next weekend will be Father's Day. And so Father's Day sale starting. We'll be talking about it tomorrow, Double C Western Supply. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Junior Campbell put a thumbs down watermelon. Well, Junior, you need to expand your horizons and try it. I did try it, Tom. I don't like it. Well, you need to try it again. You need to give yourself a second chance. Watermelon. Watermelon's good for you. Full of potassium, vitamin D, vitamin C, but very, very good for you for potassium. So, anyway, that's what's going on there. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. We had him on yesterday. Love promoting Big John's closeouts. He is such a cool guy. And so here he is again. Here, no, actually, I'm told to play this one. So let me play you this one real quick. Here is my man from Advanced Heat Pump Systems. Had my heat pump put in last summer. Love it. Man, oh, man. They were there. Hello, Carrie Reed. How you doing, dear? Love Carrie Reed. She's awesome. She is a class act. So, and a funny, funny lady. So, anyway, we'll take a look at college baseball coming up next. Again, softball tonight, game 1, best of 3, 8 o'clock, Oklahoma City. Number 1 seeded Oklahoma, number 3 seeded the Lady Seminoles of Florida State, playing for all the marbles in women's softball. Best of 3, game 1 tonight in Oklahoma City. So I got a brand new heat pump in my house because this gentleman, it is all sun. He can help me, he can help you, and you guys have been busy. Tell us how you can help us.
Well, we're getting ready to hopefully get some warm weather. It's hot today, kind of turn, so definitely now's the time to get your air conditioner checked out, spring maintenance. And this is the time to do it. Don't wait till it's 95 outside and not working. Better jump on it.
Yep. Preventive maintenance is always the best on everything, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, especially, we go from heat to cool so much around here, and you never know what's going to be tomorrow. So, good to have it checked out and make sure it's going to be ready to go.
What are the telltale signs that things aren't going right on our heat pump?
Well, I mean, that's the bad thing about, it doesn't work. You get home and it's 90 degrees in the house. But we can look at a lot of things. We look at, amperages on motors, bearings, the coils, we clean the coils, just make sure. We can see a lot of stuff on the back end of it that prevent it from tearing down in the future. So you don't want, during the winter, you get high electric bill. That's the big thing you see. Because it'll still work a lot of times in the winter. Your auxiliary heat will spin that meter off a while.
Oh, yes.
But, summertime, it's a little different. You just come home and it's hot in the house.
So what can we do to make sure our heat pumps, the filters, keep them changed?
Be sure to change your filters every month. I tell people all the time, when you get your electric bill or just something you do monthly, just tie it with your filter. Whenever you get electric bill, change your filter. It doesn't have to be the electric bill, just anything. Just change your filter. It doesn't have to be the best filter in the world. People ask me all the time what filter I use. I don't use expensive filter. Just don't use one you can see through, but
yeah, be a little thin. Yeah, good point. We're talking to Michael Vance of Vance Heat Pump. So, website, social media, and when you do new installations, what do you use? Which brand?
Oh, we're not particularly branded. We do a lot of Rheem, Bosch. Bosch is a really high-end unit, but Rheem and Bosch are two big ones. We also do air temp. We do Mitsubishi mini splits. We do geothermal, Intertech geothermal units. We do gas furnaces, air conditioners, geo.
Residential,
light commercial. We do a lot of churches, things like that. Yeah.
Social media, how do we find you?
AdvancedHeatPump.com, and we're on Facebook also. So.
Can you put us on a regular maintenance program?
Absolutely, yeah. So we got a few options for that. If, like in your case, you just got a new system, this coming year, just do a one-time tune-up. It's $90. We come out, check it out, just make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be. If you want a twice-a-year maintenance, it comes with a few discounts with it. We come out, check it in heating and air conditioning, go through the whole system, at least, in heating mode and cooling mode, and that's a, twice-a-year visit, and it's $190. Or you can wait till it tears up and just pay me to come out and
put in a new one. phone number to call?
926-2665.
One of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Love promoting these folks because I got a brand new heat pump and it is nice. Advanced heat pump systems.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Greg Sauger joins us top of the hour talking Major League Baseball. Lots going on in the bigs. Jacob deGrom, Aaron Judge, Ellie De La Cruz, the new guy up from the Reds, Alex Manoah demoted. Got some story about the Braves going. They got a big series starting again, game 2 tonight against the Mets. We'll talk all about Major League Baseball. Greg at the top of the hour. Then Jeff Birchfield joins us a little bit later in the show. Sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, talking NASCAR and Thunder Valley Nationals coming up this weekend at Bristol Dragway. Hello to Carl, Poppy, and Mike, and Michael, and Hobby, and Jim, Tom, and Kyle. I found it. Hello, kids. How you doing? Talking about Ryan Cove's softball team. They're still playing in the state softball tournament in Virginia. We'll talk about that coming up. You have until 6 o'clock tonight to finish your bidding on this right here. It's an online auction. CollinsandCompany.info. Again, you have all the bids start at $1. Way past that now, I would think. Home furnishings, collectibles, pageantry dresses, coffee tables, end tables, stack washer and dryer, kitchen table, chairs. If you've not bid on it, you can do that till 6 o'clock tonight. Bedroom sets, glassware, box lots, and more. CollinsandCompany.info is where you want to go. On these pictures, there's a clock, rocking chairs, canisters, old sewing machine. Looks like an old Hope chest. They even have Hope chest anymore. I remember when I was growing up, girls had Hope chests. They filled up full of stuff. When they got married, they'd have it. Hello, Taz Irvin. How you doing, sir? I love that guy. I get with him. I get some T-shirts printed. Did I show you? Show you one more time. I am so proud of this. I didn't do it, but I appreciate Diana doing it for us. The Double C Western Supply First Down. I don't even know who did the shirts, but there it is. I want to show you one more time. I am so proud of that. She put Tom Taylor Sports on the T-shirt. They're for sale at Double C. We'll be there tomorrow. You see Tom Taylor Sports and Double C Western Supply. Oh, I got it too far in. Back it up, Tom. Double C First Down. We're at, 70-some days till kickoff? There you go. Tom Taylor Sports. Anyway, very proud. Thank you again, Diana, for doing that. We'll be there tomorrow. We will, promoting the big Father's Day sale coming up next week for dads for Father's Day. Father's Day not this week, but next week. I'm going to preach to you like I did with Mother's Day. If you have a father that's still alive, please call him. Dads love to be loved on just like moms do. They may not show it. We were programmed not to show it. But don't think we don't love it. I'm going to say this too about dads, about guys in general. You know, we act like things don't hurt us. Oh, you can cut us to the core. We may not show you, probably won't tell you. But I can tell you from experience, you can get cut to the core. It hurts. So when guys act like, wow, nothing bothers me, I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof, we're programmed to be that way. But we can get hurt, and it hurts just as bad for a guy as it does for a girl or a lady. And on the flip side, it'll mean just as much to a guy. He may never show you, a dad. He may never tell you, but he should. If your father's alive, call him. If you can go be with him, be with him. Dads love to be doted on as well for Father's Day coming up next Sunday. Not this week, but next Sunday. And Double C Western Supply will be there tomorrow with a big Father's Day sale. Getting ready to tell you about it. All right, Super Regional down to Sweet 16 in college baseball. It all cranks up on Friday. The Friday games will be in Gainesville. The number 2 seed Florida Gators, the number 15 seed South Carolina, both obviously out of the SEC. They'll play Friday at 6, Saturday and Sunday if necessary, best out of 3. In Charlottesville, Virginia, the Virginia Cavaliers, number 7 seed, taking on the Duke Blue Devils. Friday at noon is their first game. and Saturday and Sunday if necessary. Eugene, Oregon. Oral Roberts and Oregon playing in Oregon, both unranked. They'll play that one at 8 o'clock Friday night in Eugene, Oregon. The last one on Friday will be the Fort Worth Super Regional, and obviously in Fort Worth, Texas. George Strait sang the song, "Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind?" 14th ranked Indiana State, the Sycamores, taking on the Horned Frogs of TCU. That may be the coolest nickname set up of the bunch. So you got the Gators and the Gamecocks. Got the Blue Devils and the Cavaliers. The Titans, I believe, are Oral Roberts, if I'm not mistaken, and Oregon, the Beavers. The Sycamores and the Horned Frogs. All that's on Friday. Then on Saturday, love TCU, by the way. And Ttss made me a T-shirt. This is property of the Horned Frogs Athletic Department. Too cool. Thank you, Ttss. Yeah, I need to wear that. Horned Frog. I may wear that in honor of the TCU Horn. I've never been there. I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in Texas, obviously, but it's not like I'm tied to it. Just thought it's a cool nickname, the Horned Frogs. Anyway, they're taking on the Indiana State Sycamores in Fort Worth on Friday. Now on Saturday, the 4 regionals, starting at noon in Winston-Salem. Number 1 seeded Wake Forest takes on number 16 seeded Alabama at noon on Saturday. So the Saturday games will be Saturday, Sunday, to Monday if need be, that third game, the best of 3. In Stanford, California, number 8 Stanford, the Cardinal, taking on the Texas Longhorns. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in Baton Rouge on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Number 5 seed LSU, the number 12 seed, the Kentucky Wildcats, and the LSU Tigers. And then Tennessee plays at 3 o'clock on Saturday, the Tennessee Volunteers and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So there you go. There's your super regionals in college baseball coming up. 4 on Friday, 4 on Saturday, best out of 3. And the Sweet 16 will cut it down to the final 8 and head off to Omaha for the College World Series next week. So good stuff. That's what's coming up. Tennessee takes on Southern Miss again, if you're a Vol, at 3 o'clock on Saturday against the Golden Eagles of Southern Mississippi. All right, Rye Cove on the local scene makes the Final 4. Tanner Cook covering the Rye Cove Lady Eagles, 11-1, 6-inning thumping of Grayson County, advancing to the state semifinals Friday against Central Lunenburg, if I'm saying it right, Lunenburg, at the Botetourt Sports Complex in Troutville, Virginia. Rye Cove coach Nick Hood said, "I got to pinch myself. Kind of a dream." Talked about this from day one and not letting the moment get too big. So far, they haven't let it get too big. The Lady Eagles, Rye Cove in the state semifinals in softball in Southwest Virginia. They're still going. It's the only team still standing in any of the sports, baseball, soccer, or softball, from Southwest Virginia, from our neck of the woods, which is really, really cool. So congratulations to the Rye Cove Lady War Eagles playing in the state semifinal coming up on Friday in Troutville at the Botetourt Sports Complex. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Rain still coming down. Yep, still coming down outside. Drive carefully roundabout, please. Headlights on. Windshield wipers going, and drive defensively, anticipating what those other knuckleheads out there will do. Not that you're a knucklehead, but they are. People blow my mind. They drive faster when the roads are wet than when it's dry. I don't get that, but they do it. They don't have good sense, so there you go. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We were saying how much we appreciate Mike Barnett and Big John's closeouts for the hammer high prices. And here's Mike front and center on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Siding. Tell us how you can help us from Big John's closeouts.
Well, right now, a lot of people are starting to think about outside fix-up and doing things outside to freshen up the looks of the house or whatever, and maybe they've got some old siding, weatherboard siding, or whatever they may have there, or they're adding an addition or something that they want to go ahead and get something that's fairly easy, fast, and low maintenance, very easy to clean and take care of. And of course, we've got our vinyl siding, and we also have soffit material and all that stuff at $89 a square. So, what you can do and what we normally stock, and I don't know if you can see this real well, but we normally stock a 4.5-inch Dutch lap. It's got that extra cut to it there. It's the one in the middle there.
Right.
And has that extra cut to it. And we stock a number of different colors, not just white. You know, we keep you something that you can get in a silver or a gray color. We can also get you something in a clay, a tan, and as well as basically white and stuff of that nature. And so, you know, it's very easy to put up. We've got all your trim pieces, corners, inside, outside corners, you know, your starter strips, F channel, J channel for around your windows. We've got everything you need. The fan fold insulation to go behind it to add a little bit of insulation there that you put, anchor systems, whatever you might be looking for. Big John's has got it in vinyl siding. You don't have to buy it in a square, in a, you know, 4.5-inch Dutch lap. You know, you have like 11 pieces per square, but you can go ahead and you can buy it by the piece. So, you know, if you run a piece or two short, or you bought it in the past and the wind damaged maybe a piece or two, you can also do that. Now in soffit material, you've got 2 or 3 options that you've got to go on your soffit area. You've got your solid vented. Then of course you've got your center vent, which is very popular too, so you don't have to stagger your pieces. Turn it around. Oh, there you go. And then you've got your solid. You know, a lot of people put solid like on carports, porch roofs, whatever, but around the perimeter of the house, you know, a lot of people will either try to stagger and put like 2 solid and 1 vented, or they'll use the center vent, you know, where they don't have to do the staggering and everything, and they've got some vent there in each and every piece. So, you know, that's another option there that you've got for that. We have fascia covers, trim coil, you know, that we can sell you to finish wrapping any post or anything else that you might need.
Your one-stop shop, Big John's Closeouts. Hours are open?
We're 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday, and of course closed on Sunday, so
Amen.
we can go worship.
Amen. Social media?
You can, you know, go on Big John's Closeouts, or you can email questions to experts at BigJohnsCloseouts.com. If you've got cabinets that you're looking at maybe trying to get a price or set up a measurement and allow us to go on the computer and do you a diagram and a layout, you can actually email cabinets, that's plural, at BigJohnsCloseouts.com.
Love it. And the basic phone number, how do we get hold of you?
423-542-4755.
Product knowledge and customer service. That's what they stand by, and that's their cornerstone of what they do, and they do it very, very well. One of our great sponsors, again, of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Big thanks to Mike Barnett and Big John's Closeouts, where they hammer high prices.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well, so there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. Appalachian League Baseball last night, opening night, Johnson City, all over Greenville. Is that right? 14, let me put my Food City glasses on. 14-1, is that right? Yeah. Elizabethton beats Kingsport 9-7. Bristol 10 runs better than Princeton, 16-6. Pulaski beat Bluefield by 3, and Burlington over Danville by 1. So tonight, weather permitting, of course, Appalachian League Baseball in the Tri-Cities in Kingsport. Elizabethton plays there. In Greenville, Johnson City plays there. Bristol goes to Princeton. Pulaski's at Bluefield, and Burlington at Danville in the Appalachian League. So there you go for that. Appalachian League Baseball coming up tonight, weather permitting. NASCAR, they'll move into Sonoma, California. The Toyota Samar 350 coming up on Sunday. Here's your points heading that way. Chase Elliott, after one race suspension, back in the back in the car on that number 9 machine. Here's your points. Ryan Blaney leads it by 13 over William Byron. Kevin Harvick quietly third in the points right now. His final season as a NASCAR driver. Going to go to the broadcast booth next year. Harvick currently third in points. Right behind him, only a point out in fourth place, is Martin Truex Jr. having a good year. Ross Chastain, fifth in points. Then comes Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Tyler Reddick round out the top 10. They'll take 16 in the playoffs, of course. And right now at number 11 is Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano at the defending champion at 12th in the points. Chris Buescher 13th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 14th, Bubba Wallace 15th, and Daniel Suarez rounds out the top 16. If you're looking at car makes, out of the 16 teams right now, Ford has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the top 16. Chevy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chevy leads it, 6 Chevrolets, 5 Fords, and 4 Toyotas. Your Fords are Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Chris Buescher. The Bowtie Boys, your Chevys are William Byron, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Daniel Suarez. Your Toyotas right now, Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace are your Toyotas right now. So 6 Chevys, 5 Fords, and 4 Toyotas right now make up the top 16. Next stop again, the Toyota Save Mart 350 this weekend in Sonoma, California. We're live here at Chick-fil-A. Again, you have the Cobb salad. You have the market salad. Spicy Southwest chicken salad. You got your 3 salads. You have your grill wraps. You have, of course, the nuggets and the strips and the chicken sandwich meal. The macaroni and cheese, which is a religious experience. You've got the milkshakes, strawberry, Niller, chocolate, and cookies and cream. You've got the parfaits. You can have the granola on the top or crushed up Oreos on top of the parfait, which is full of strawberries and yogurt and blueberries, which is good for you. I love it. Those are some of the options. Trays have 12 different trays you can get for whatever event you need. And right now here in the spring, mac and cheese trays, the nugget tray, the strip trays, and the fruit trays are huge. And the brownie trays. They sell a lot of brownie trays too for desserts. So that's some of the options at any and all Chick-fil-A's. And don't forget to get on the app. Go to Chick-fil-A One and order it that way. When you go to a Chick-fil-A, each table has a number on it. So what is this one? This would be number 3. So when if you know, for example, you want to sit and eat at number 3 here in Johnson City. So get on the app, order your food, pay for it on the app. Say, I want to sit at number 3, and when you get here, it'll be set at number 3. It'll bring it out to you. Can't beat that, folks. It's pretty good. So that is available. At all Chick-fil-A's. Pretty cool. So get on the mobile app. And here's the cool thing about that. Once you order enough food over a period of time, you accrue points. And once you accrue enough points, you get free Chick-fil-A food. You can't beat that. That's a good way to go. Anytime any food's good food, especially when it's free and it's Chick-fil-A free food. But you'll do that as you accrue points over a period of time. High school football, hard to believe, folks, not that far away. I'm getting jacked up. As I told you, I need to get away, as we all do, and recharge your batteries. The countdown to football, it's 72 days till kickoff. It'll be 10 weeks coming up on Friday. Everybody needs some time away. All these student athletes, some of these guys and girls play year-round. I don't get that. I think they need to get away. I know when we played, it's been a long time ago, and I know that, but we played when basketball season was over in March, February, or March if you got in, depending on how deep you went into the tournament. Coach would say, I need to get away from you. You need to get away from me. And I'll see you back here in July. So if you got beat in March, you had April, May, June. You had 90 days to go fish, swim, do whatever you want to do. Back when we were kids, everybody went to Kings Island. Here they go to Dollywood. But you just did stuff, got away. Recharged your batteries. No travel ball, no year-round play. You just got away. I remember our coach said, I got to put in a garden. I got to spend some time with my wife and my kids because I haven't during basketball season. I'll see you in July. And come July, everybody hit the ground running. And it was 2 days, and we got it. We're into it, summer workouts. Seems like now these kids play year-round. When they get done with the season, they turn right around and do travel ball. So I think, this old Tom talking, the old cowboy, I think kids need to recharge their batteries mentally, certainly recharge their batteries physically. I think a lot of the injuries our kids have, this is just me talking. I have nothing to back it up. It's just me talking. I think a lot of the injuries our kids incur as a result of overworking their bodies, I just think we don't give them enough time to recharge the batteries, recharge the body. Downtime, as they call it. Case in point, where's the NFL at now? They're down. NBA, down, except for the two teams still playing. Let's see, National Hockey League, everybody's down except the two in the Stanley Cup, Florida and Vegas. You know, in the off-season, during the winter, guess who's down? Major League Baseball. Everybody gets downtime. College basketball, well, they're working out, Tom. Well, they are, but they're not playing competitively, and they're getting some downtime. But everybody needs some – it's just me. I don't know why I got on this tangent, but I think everybody needs downtime. So, I mean, I can still see our coach saying, you know, I got to get away from him for a little while and pour into my family, pour into my kids, put in a garden, do some things that I need to do on a personal note. I'll see you guys back in July. We got that. And we swam and we fished and we did the stuff we wanted to do, riding motorcycles, did what we wanted to do. And then come July, we were right back at it. So, anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about all that except to say that some of these kids just need downtime. And the coaches do too. So, and I'm sure there's a lot out there who disagree. We got to play year-round to keep up with everybody else. So, I don't totally agree with that, but it's okay. It is what it is. Coming up on Saturday, Borderline in downtown Elizabethton. It'll be at 7 o'clock on Saturday at the Cover Bridge Park. Free concert downtown Elizabethton. Appalachian Fair announced their concert group coming to town. Got some good ones. Joe Nichols. Oh, boy, can sing. He came in shorts. Joe Nichols, Josh Turner's coming. Ellie King's coming. Scotty McCready's coming to the Appalachian Fair. Pretty good concert lineup. Tickets going selling next week. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be joined by him talking lots of Major League Baseball. Yes, that would be our buddy Greg Sawyer right after this time out. We're live here again, Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 1867 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Here's Dan Britt, Big Dan's Barbecue. Tell us what's going on. Why would we want to come to Big Dan's Barbecue? What's your specialty?
Well, of course, barbecue, but we smoke everything on site. I don't take any shortcuts. I make my own sauces, rub, don't get any cheap meat, and we let it go low and slow. And then we have all the sides too, barbecue beans, mac and cheese, homemade chips. We got fries, collard greens, coleslaw, baked potato salad. Then we also got burgers and dogs and chicken tenders and, you know, sliders and stuff. If you're with somebody that wants barbecue but you want something different. And we got BLTs and grilled cheese. You know, we got smoked bologna. Of course, hot dogs, all that stuff. But mostly barbecue.
Tell me about the burn ends. That's real popular.
The burn ends became real popular. It's the tip of a brisket where it's real marbly, and you put more rub on it, put it back in the smoker, and render the fat out of it. And then it's like smoky good cubes of beef, tender beef.
Oh, it's awesome. The burn ends, Big Dan's is the best. His phone number, by the way, is 542-2272. Planning folks already, planning weddings and outdoor gigs coming up in the spring and field days and all kinds of ways you can help folks. Tell me about that.
Yep, just call and I'll give you a quote and we'll make it happen, and I'll make sure you don't run out of food. I've been doing this for a long time, and we cook like we're cooking for family, and we want to make everybody happy, and we want to be the real deal, and just serve good food and barbecue, and we love being part of downtown Elizabethton. We love Elizabethton. You know, I'm from here. The whole family's from here. And, we just love being part of the community and serving good barbecue.
Social media, how do we find you?
I'm on Facebook. I got somebody building me a website. I'm in the Stone Age, but we are on Facebook. So, Big Dan's East Tennessee Barbecue.
One of our great sponsors, folks, of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Love the guy, Dan Britt and the gang downtown Elizabethton at Big Dan's Barbecue.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who stopped by. It's his turn on the wheel. Our buddy Greg Salyer. Hello, sir.
Hey, Tom.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Is she watching?
She's watching.
Oh, Ev. I love doing that. I love your mama.
Yeah.
So she's pretty cool. Let's see. Last time she was shopping at Food City last time because we're on a different day.
She was, yeah. She was doing her grocery shopping for the week.
On Food City Day.
Yeah.
Which day is that, Thursday?
Friday.
Friday, she's at Food City.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for Ev, she's at a Food City filling up that buggy.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got lots to talk about. Major League Baseball. We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Tomorrow, Double C Western Supply will be kicking off the Father's Day sale. So, gosh, where do we start? I guess we start at Jacob deGrom. There's so much.
Yeah.
The Rangers, we got several things to talk about the Rangers, but Jacob deGrom, his second Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, I mean, so they didn't say for sure Tommy John. They said elbow surgery. It's probably going to be Tommy John, which Tommy John's a full reconstruction. It's either going to be a repair or it's going to be a reconstruction. But either way, he's done for the season.
Yeah.
Hate that. Oh, hate that. Really wanted to see this guy be healthy and perform well. But the way the Rangers have been playing, they may win the division without him.
Here's the rotation. Nathan Eovaldi, Martin Perez, John Gray, Andrew Heaney. Is that saying it right? Heaney. Dane Dunning, and Cody Bradford.
Yeah, Dunning's the guy that stepped in when deGrom went down.
He's been the big guy.
Yeah.
Stepped in and filled it up.
Yeah.
So, again, Rangers signed him to a 5-year, $185 million contract, including a Tommy John surgery clause. Now gives Texas a 6-year club option worth between $20 and $37 million. Here's that phone.
Yep.
Depending on awards and innings total. So, Tommy John surgery clause becoming more common. Does that protect the team, protect the player? Or both?
Probably both. A little bit, yeah. I mean, it gives them another year on the contract, so it gives the team's not going to lose that year. They're still paying the player, but they're not going to lose that year, which their insurance company's paying the player basically, because if he's injured like that, insurance picks it up.
They pick it up. He'll miss the rest of the season, at least the first 2 months of 2024. Now, because it's his second Tommy John surgery, should come with a longer rehab and more risk than the first. Though the second surgery says not as risky as it was 5 to 10 years ago. So
the good thing is he knows how to come back from it. I mean, that's the only good thing you say. But then that could be the bad thing too, because he knows what's ahead of him.
Yeah. These days, Tommy John surgery comes with a 14 to 18-month rehab. deGrom likely to be in the higher end of that range since it's his second elbow reconstruction. 18-month rehab would put the 2024 season in jeopardy, too. So we'll see. From 2015 to 2019, Jacob deGrom was the best pitcher in baseball. 2.61 ERA, 1,011 strikeouts, and 961 innings, and this guy was on.
Yeah.
He was a daddy rabbit, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Yep. So he is out. Rangers got to pick up the slack. Looks like they can. They have, and they will. So the other story coming out of Texas was Marcus Semien.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that?
Was it 25 games?
25 games,
now?
yep.
Yeah, so, I watched the condensed game last night. I watched it this morning of that game. And, Marcus Semien's the real deal. I mean, I think that's the second highest hit streak for the
season.
Yeah.
It's the longest active streak right now in baseball.
Yeah.
So 25 game hit streak. So Semien extended his career hit streak to 25 with a tie-breaking bases clearing RBI double. Fourth inning, Texas, their fifth straight victory. They're playing some really good baseball.
They are.
So Marcus Semien making some noise, and the other guy making some noise for the Rangers. Looked it up this morning. Of course, they came out with it. Top 25 prospects in baseball. Evan Carter was 23rd. He's not inside the top 20 or 20th. He's not 15th. He is inside the top 10. He's number 9 in baseball. Evan Carter, outfielder, MLB, rating these guys. So, and he's having a heck of a year. So Evan Carter from Elizabethton, the 9th top prospect in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yep. Late 2023, early 24, they see him at Texas. I'm going to say he'll be there, but when's the All-Star game? Next month?
Yeah, it's in July.
All right.
You think about then?
I'm going to say season ending. I'm going to say by the end of the year. I don't know if he'll be there at the All-Star. I keep thinking All-Star.
I think he might be a September call-up because, they limited those now. You can only have a few, but, he's by far their top prospect, so you would think he would be the first guy they call up.
Yep. So Alex Manoah, we're going to get ready to talk about him, but Evan Carter getting it done, folks.
Yeah.
Saw in a highlight clip the other night at a bases, a game-winning single, walk-off single down the right field corner. They mobbed him. The players took a big old thing of Gatorade and poured on him. It was great.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, he'd be sitting right here. Sam Herron, one of the best umpires ever, right there. Hey.
Did you? All right.
Sam, come right here. Look on that screen. And give me a strike. Give me one of your famous strikes. I'll call third strike. Show me how you do it. There you go. Love him. Love him.
See you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Sam Herron, one of the best umpires around here ever. And you're getting him some food. So you just never know who's going to come up.
You don't.
So Alex Manoah.
Yeah.
Man, this guy, you talking about eating some humble pie. Toronto Blue Jays pitcher. This guy had 16 wins last year. Finished third in the American League in wins with 16 and third in the whole league in ERA 2.24. He got demoted yesterday, and I'm saying got demoted. He went all the way down to the Gulf Coast League, which that's been renamed. So the Florida Complex League, the rookie level.
Yeah.
Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays, when he told him he was, quote, upset at the demotion. Yeah, I would think.
You think?
Going from big leagues down to the rookie level. I mean, that's down to the Appalachian League.
He was an all-star last year.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's hit not hit rock bottom. He's struggling.
He's struggling.
1-7 is his record, a 6.36 ERA and 13 starts this season.
Yeah.
So Alex Manoah of the Blue Jays demoted down to the rookie level, and Schneider said he'll come back when he's ready. When we're ready for him to come back. I mean, it sounds like they're pretty put out with the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I don't talk about what kind of money he's making. I'm sure he's making a boatload. But so anyway.
I don't know what his contract is, but it's probably the best pitching contract in Toronto.
Yeah.
Best one for a pitcher.
So Alex Manoah demoted with a 1-7 record, and I get that. 6.36 ERA. Got to do something with him.
And hopefully he'll go down there and get things worked out.
Yeah.
So, you don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully he'll go down there and they'll figure it out.
Yep. Ellie De La Cruz.
Oh, man, that was big in Cincinnati last night.
As soon as I saw that, I thought, his eyes going to glaze over talking about the Reds because they're so bad. So
they're 5 games out of first place.
Yeah, they're playing good. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Wearing Eric Davis's old number 44.
Yes.
The prospect, number 1 prospect, number 2 in all of baseball, Ellie De La Cruz, called up with the Reds last night. He answered with an RBI double. So
he did. He scored on his first at bat with a walk, and then scored a run, and then had a double, and then had another walk. So he was on base 3 times last night. Started at third and hit cleanup, and Reds fans are excited. I mean, they're really excited to see this guy finally in the major leagues. So Matt McClain has just been knocking the cover off the ball since they called him up. I think he's hitting 341. I think that's what I saw this morning. And now they've got Ellie De La Cruz come up as well. Both of them shortstops. So De La Cruz is playing third right now. You'll see him at shortstop some as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play De La Cruz at short, move McClain to second, and put Jonathan India at third. That's probably what I would do.
De La Cruz, he was clocked going 30 feet a second on the dash to second base.
Yeah.
30 feet a second.
Yeah. And he
That
hit the
is
ball
smoking.
112 miles an hour.
Yep. Hardest hit ball of the Reds all season.
Yeah.
Ella De La Cruz. And plus, on top of that, to beat the Dodgers. You know,
Yeah.
it was one of the top teams in baseball. Beat them 9-8, came from behind to beat them in Cincinnati. So
And he has a great story, too, you know, about how he came up. I mean, very, very humble. He's only 21 years old. But the Reds signed him as a free agent when he was 16. And, you know, he has performed greatly at every level. And glad to see him finally in the major leagues. Reds fans are excited.
6'5".
6'5", what, about 200 pounds?
200, yep.
Yeah, he's pretty slim, but he can move. And he's
Oh.
got some power. He's
I,
hit some,
when I watched the highlight, it wasn't his power out the. I mean, the guy, you blink, he's at second base.
That's exactly right.
He can fly.
He has got some strides.
Yep.
We may see those Cesar Geronimo strides again. That 9-foot stride that he had, Ellie De La Cruz may have that same type of thing.
Matt McClain, as you talked about, it was red hot right now. So is Andrew Abbott, tossed 6 1-8 innings in his debut on Monday. So
Yes, so the Reds had. I mean, we've been hearing about these youngsters. If you're a Reds fan, you know these names. And you've been hearing about them for a while. Abbott came up from AA, even. I mean, and he, you know, he's the guy that they needed right now in that rotation with Lodolo going on the 60-day disabled or injured list. You know, they needed him to step up, and he did, and performed greatly. And so, yeah, they're bringing the guys up, and they're performing.
here's today's schedule: 1-day game, Oakland and Pittsburgh. 2-day game, Seattle and San Diego. Michael Walk on the mound, 5-2 for the Padres. Under the lights tonight, Philadelphia hosting Detroit. Kansas City, Miami. Kansas City's a bad team.
They are.
Oakland's worse, but Kansas City's not very good.
Yeah.
This guy starting tonight is 0-9 for the Royals.
Is that Jordan Lyle?
Yes.
You know, I like him. I'd love to see him do well. Seems like a really nice guy. I'd really like to see him do well.
Minnesota at Tampa Bay coming up tonight. You have Arizona and Washington, Houston and Toronto. Chris Bassett, 6-4 will go for the Blue Jays tonight. Boston at Cleveland. Dodgers and Cincinnati. Williamson for the Reds and
Syndergaard.
Thor. Noah Syndergaard, 1-4 go for the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets in Atlanta. Charlie Morton against Max Scherzer. Morton 5-6. Scherzer 5-2. Pretty good matchup.
Pretty good matchup. Absolutely. We'll talk about that. What happened last night in that game?
Yep.
A little bit.
Yep. We'll get into that because Braves beat them 6-4. Elder goes 4-0 in the season. Baltimore, Milwaukee. Cardinals in Texas. Gray will be on the mound for the Rangers tonight. Jonathan Gray.
Yeah.
Is that right, Jonathan Gray?
John Gray.
John Gray.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Colorado, and the Cubs will be in L.A. to battle the Angels. Let's talk about the Braves winning last night 6-4. What happened?
Yeah, so Bryce Elder's on the mound, gives up a home run to Pete Alonso, and Alonso, you know, the microphones picked up what he said in the dugout. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, so basically he's taunting Bryce Elder from the dugout, saying, "Throw it again. Throw that same pitch again.
Oh,
Please
really?
throw it again."
Oh, really?
That's what he was saying. So, and we're talking, this was the third inning, okay? So you would have thought, I mean, at the time the Mets had a 4-0 lead, I believe. But you would have thought, you know, that they had just won the game, you know, the way he's taunting. And
Did you come back to bite him?
it did.
Okay.
It did. And Tyler Matzik, the Braves relief pitcher, who's injured, can't play right now, started heckling Alonso then from the Braves dugout.
Oh, really?
He did.
Oh, a little tit for tat going on.
Yeah, when the Braves took the lead, he started heckling him.
Right that mouth.
Yeah, so, I mean, nobody came out of the dugout or anything, but, when it was picked up on TV, and when I watched it, they literally had like the words that he was saying at the bottom of the screen, so you could make sure you knew what he was saying. But yeah, he was taunting them, and the Mets are one game under 500. They're behind the Braves in the division. They probably don't need to be doing that at this point of the season.
Yeah. They're 6.5 out, by the way.
Now, they have your favorite manager,
Buck Showalter.
But I'm going to tell you something. If Buck doesn't
produce,
well, if he doesn't start making these guys act like they've done it before, and stop jawing and everything, he's gonna have to just. So I read a thing this morning saying he's lost control of the clubhouse.
Oh, really?
That's what they said. So I don't know. I would like to think that's not the case, but Steve Cohen is not going to be a happy camper if they finish below 500 for the season, especially if the players are taunting the other teams, I think.
Well, apparently they were. I didn't have to go back and watch that when I get home.
Yeah, but you can watch it. I think you can watch a condensed game and see it, and it'll have it on there.
Let's start with the National League. Looking at the standings with Don and Greg Salyer. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Coming up, Jeff Birchfield joins us. Talking this weekend, it's Thunder Valley National. The Drags are in Bristol Dragway this weekend, and NASCAR's in California. So we'll talk about that with our buddy Birchfield. Braves have won 3 in a row. They're 12 over. They lead the Marlins by 3. You talk about the Mets, you ought to be paying attention to the Marlins. They've won 5 in a row and 8 out of 10.
Yeah, the Marlins are hot right now. Luis Reyes is now batting .401 for the season. I think he had 3 or 4 hits yesterday to get up over 400, and he's been flirting with that the whole season. And hey, when was the last time we can say a guy was hitting over 400 in June? I mean, I guess maybe Tony Gwynn maybe at some point in his career, maybe Rod Carew, George Brett flirted with it the whole season one year, but we've not heard about somebody doing that in a while. I'd love to see this guy do it.
Yep.
I would love to see it.
Me too. I was getting ready to ask you who. I couldn't tell you one player on the Marlins team. Not one. Well, the pitcher, Alcantara.
Yeah, Alcantara.
He's not
having a very good season.
No, he's not.
He won the Cy Young last year, and he's not going to win it this year.
No. So anyway, the Marlins have won 5 in a row, 8 out of 10. They're trailing the Braves by 3. Atlanta, by the way, on the road, a very, very healthy 20-10 on the road, 16-14 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You go to the Central Division, Milwaukee with a half-game lead over the Pirates. Milwaukee 5 over. Pittsburgh 32-28. They're 4 over 500. They're a half game out. Don't look now. Here comes the Reds. They won 2 in a row and 6 out of 10. The Cardinals have lost 5 in a row and 8 out of 10. I can tell you that's not going to continue in St. Louis.
Yeah,
something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen. We'll see a managerial change, I think, pretty soon there if they can find somebody that they think can do a better job.
Molina.
That's who they want. Yeah, they'll want Yadier Molina to be that new manager, and I know the fans. That's who they want to see. And I mean, there's precedent for that. David Ross did it in Chicago. Came pretty much right out of playing and went to become the manager. So it can happen. But I once again I watched a good part of that game as well from last night, and they are not playing Cardinal baseball. I mean, they're just not, because the Cardinals usually don't make mistakes. They usually hit well, pitch well, and all those things. They're just not doing it right now.
They are 12 under 500, 25 wins and 37 defeats for the Cardinals. They lost 5 in a row and 8 out of 10.
And they've got the names. Arenado hit a home run last night.
Goldschmidt.
But, and Goldschmidt, was MVP last year. Yeah. So, I mean, they got the guys that can do it. They just can't put it together this year. And, and talking about Cincinnati, being in third place there in that division, they had that 4-game series against Milwaukee over the weekend, and and lost 3 of the 4 games. They if they had swept that series, they would have been in first place, with I think right around a 500 record.
Who, the Reds?
Yeah.
They're 28-33.
Yeah. So they would have been right around 500 and been in first place if they had.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know. But the Pirates are the real deal, I think, too. Now the Pirates, they're streaky though. If you watch them, they'll win a bunch of games and they'll lose a bunch of games. The Reds are doing the same thing.
The Pirates are identical records, 16-14 at home and 16-14 on the road, 32-28 all told. In the West, Arizona leads the Dodgers by 1. Diamondbacks have won 7 out of 10. The Dodgers are 35-26. They're 1 game out. Come the Giants, the Padres, and the Rockies. You get into the American League. Let's take a look at the East. Tampa Bay just keeps being Tampa Bay.
4 in a row.
4 in a row and 6 out of 10. They lead the Orioles by 5.5. Then comes the Yankees. Judge on the shelf, that toe injury.
Yeah.
And Cortez goes on the injury list, too.
Yeah.
Pitcher. The Blue Jays won 7 out of 10. So here they come. Is that the best division in baseball, do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every team's got a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's the best division in baseball. There's no doubt.
Even the Red Sox in the cellar are 31-30.
Yeah.
They're 12 out, but even they've got a winning record. That's not the same in the Central.
That is for sure.
Twins are 31-30. They're only 1 game over 500. They lead the division by 3.5. Everybody else in that division, Cleveland, Detroit, the White Sox, and the Royals, are playing below 500 baseball. It's a crazy stat.
At least 6 games under 500.
Yeah.
Everybody except the division leader right now, who has the same record as the team that's in 5th place in the East.
The Royals are 9-23 at home. They're 9-20 on the road. They're 18-43. They're 13 games back.
Yeah.
Which is not insurmountable to be that bad of a team, really. To be 18-43 and you're only 13 back. I mean, look at the A's.
Yeah.
The A's are 28.5 games out. Ain't a snowball's chance they're going to win the division. If you want to win some money, go to Vegas. If you're a gambler, and bet on the Oakland A's to win.
And they won last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the math yesterday, and it was before they got the win last night, but I think they're on pace for 31 to 32 wins for the season.
The White Sox have won 4 in a row, 6 out of 10, and yet they're still 8 below 500. But White Sox fans go, okay, we may get this thing turned around. Well, they might, but
yeah,
don't bet the bank on it. In the West, great 2-team race. Rangers have won 5 in a row, 8 out of 10. The Astros 4.5 back. They've won 6 out of 10. That's a good 2-horse race right there.
That is. It really is. And Texas is doing. So I don't know that anybody really saw Texas doing what they're doing, but their third baseman Young. It's spelled Jung, Jung, but it's pronounced Young. Man, this guy's knocking the cover off the ball. I'm impressed with him. He's getting my All-Star vote at third base in the American League.
So what's the secret of the Rangers? What's been the key for them?
Well, even with Jacob deGrom hurt and not being able to perform, their pitching has been really good. Even the guys that have had to step up. So pitching is one thing, and we know that if you've got good pitching, you can go some places. You can. A mediocre lineup. I don't say mediocre, but okay, let's say just
so.
Yeah, a little better than average, maybe. Yeah. Can really go somewhere if you've got a fantastic pitching staff, and I think their depth in pitching has really helped them tremendously, and I think that's really why they're there. But in saying that too, they are scoring a lot of runs.
It's an interesting team. They're 20 over 500. Rangers are 40-20. They lead the Astros by 4.5. They can't pull away from them, but it's a good 2-horse race right now.
It is. It is, and nobody really saw. I don't think anybody thought the Rangers would do what they're doing. I think everybody was picking Houston to win that division.
Well, and you and I sit there and talk back in February during spring training. Go, boy, they got the ground. They're going to be loaded. He's not even a factor. He's going to be out for the rest of the year.
Right.
Dunning's the guy that's gotten it done for him. He stepped in his place.
Right. And, of course, Simeon and Corey Seager, those guys, and Adolis Garcia has been a big boost to that team as well. So, yeah, I mean, they're –
will it be tough for Evan Carter to crack it?
No.
Crack the roster?
I don't think so. I mean, at this point, because at this point he's probably going to have to. If somebody gets hurt, he'll be first guy up, I would think. But at this point, without them really absolutely having to have somebody, they're probably going to wait. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him there in September, because they don't want to bring him up and not play him. You know, they want to. If he's going to come up, they're going to want to play him.
Put him in the game.
That's what you got to do with your top prospects.
Yeah.
And so they would rather him play every day in the minor leagues than to play 3 times a week in the major leagues.
Is he trade bait?
Ooh.
Yes.
If it comes down to the trade deadline and they need, let's say they need a top of the line starting pitcher, he would be. Every team would ask for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They might not get him, but every team would ask for him, depending on who they've got going back in return. But he would be the first guy they'd ask for.
After the All-Star break, they're in the hunt. DeGrom's not coming back.
Yeah.
If these other starters struggle, they want to go out and shop for another pitcher.
Yeah.
He could be a carrot out there to hang out in front of him and go, we'll sell you Evan Carter. And, you know, long as he gets a good break out of that, and I have nothing to base it on except he's that good.
Yeah.
And sometimes you take those young guys to get what you need. He is the future, but they, at this point in the hunt for a playoff spot for sure in a division crown, they may forego the future for the present and make a move to get somebody and use him as bait. So we'll see. Hope not.
Yeah.
But Evan Carter's got a bright future no matter where he plays.
He does.
And so, but right now he's with the Frisco Rough Riders, the Double-A and the Rangers. Are you saying he got traded? No. I'm not saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
no.
I'm just saying if push comes to shove and the Rangers need to make a move to bolster their bullpen or whatever down the stretch run to hold off the Astros, try and get in the playoffs, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And any team would.
Yeah.
So, but no, right now.
So if let's say he did, let's think of a scenario that could really greatly benefit him. You know, let's say a team starts falling out of contention.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariners, they're 30-30 right now. They're playing 500 ball. Let's say they start falling out of contention, and I could not see them trading Luis Castillo. But let's say, you know, they're out of it. Let's say they're 10 games under 500, and the Rangers are like, hey, we'd like to have Luis Castillo. Well, first player they're going to ask for is Evan Carter.
Oh yeah.
And then they're going to ask for a major league player as well. And so if he went to a team like that, I would think he would have a better shot at getting more playing time in the majors earlier. So it could benefit him actually in some way if it was to happen.
I wanted to benefit Evan Carter. Like I said, he has been on this show. You would sit right here, you would never know this guy is the talented player that he is.
Yeah.
And the endorsements, the Marucci bat, Adidas shoes, this guy's making big bucks. You would never know it for Evan Carter. So he's number 9 prospect now in the bigs, and that's a great thing. Oh, it is exciting. Yes, everybody in the Tri-Cities ought to be cheering this kid on.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Cyclone. We don't like the Cyclones.
Who cares?
Who cares what school he's from?
Yeah,
Lord. I mean, I bleed orange and black, but if it was a kid from Unicoi County or Greenville or Chucky Doug, wherever, they're they're trying to get the big leagues. I'm cheering for him.
Yeah.
I don't care where his high school is.
Absolutely.
It just happens to be from Elizabeth. He happens to be one of the most humble, nicest guys you ever want to meet. I'm telling you. He came to the basketball games this year. I mean, he's not a flashy dresser. He just comes, just like me and you. He just sits right here and talks. You try and get him to brag on himself. Because, you know, he was named the minor league player of the year in the Rangers last year. So in the offseason, he was in one of the shows in December. He came by. I just do what I do the best I can do. I hit, and I attack the baseball. I mean, just like, okay. Like, quit making a fuss over me.
That's what you like.
Yeah. Instead of the LeBron James of the world, me and LeBron. All we're hearing about LeBron, he's threatening. This is such a crock. I might go to Dallas and play the Kyrie. Mitchell, what this is all about? He can't stand the spotlight's not on him. I'm telling you. We should be talking about the Heat and the Nuggets. And LeBron says, well, I may go to Dallas. The chances of him going to Dallas with the Mavericks is like me going to Pakistan to a sports show. It ain't happening. I'm just telling you. But he has to be in the spot. I went back and
Yeah.
every time he gets knocked out of the playoffs, he always has to have something. He's always talking about something. Now, he threatened to retire when he got beat,
Yeah, he did.
which was a crock. He ain't going to retire. His ego won't let him retire. Is he an incredible good talent? Yeah. Do you not like LeBron? I wish everybody's like Evan Carter and not LeBron James. Just play the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's made a federal production about him and Kyrie Irving. You know, when they split up, they didn't like each other.
Yeah.
When they talked trash about each other when they split, when they busted ankles with Cleveland, they were the same thing.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, well, I want to go back to. So the big talk is that
Yeah.
LeBron may be going, you know, and then let me get us out of my system. And then when the Nuggets beat them, it wasn't the Nuggets beat them, it was when LeBron and the Lakers failed. No, the Nuggets whipped your butt. You're done.
Yeah.
Gone. Put on.
Yeah.
See ya. So anyway.
Yeah.
I feel better. Got that out of my system. But anyway, Evan Carter's one of the nicest guys. I've won him in the big leagues
Yeah.
because he's one of us. He's a Tri-Cities guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last thing, Giants lose Roger Craig, longtime manager, 93 years old, passed
yeah.
away. So
Yeah.
one of the good guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I always loved Roger Craig.
Great baseball guy.
Yeah.
Yep. He always had his teams battling and competing.
He did.
Not the most talented teams he'd had, but he always moved the pieces around and got them going.
He won a pennant with the Giants.
Yeah,
So.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry. Yes, sir.
The next 2 weeks will be in the cozy confines of Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, back here at the end of the month. So you'll be back with us next week? No, he's vacating.
Well, I'm not vacating. I will be in New Orleans next week.
What is the deal?
I will be at the Southern Baptist Convention in New Orleans next week.
In Nolans?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
I'm going to eat well next week. That's all I can say.
Are you a gumbo guy?
I like gumbo. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know. Can you imagine? Y'all can't hear Jeff, but he just said he'd hate to be a chicken breast down there in New Orleans next week.
Because them Baptist preachers going to wear out that fried chicken in Nolans.
Yeah, so there's a place down there that I'm going to have lunch next Tuesday. I'm determined, and that's their specialty, fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
In Nolans. Yeah. Is Mardi Gras going on down there?
No.
My goofy brother, I said, it's not grass, it's graw. No, dude. I said, first off, grass has 2 S's.
Yeah.
So it ain't Mardi Gras. I could never get him. When we were growing up, he'd say Mardi Gras. I said, you are the dumbest thing in the world. And then when I go to sleep, he'd pounce on me and beat me up. I'll show you who's dumb. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Then I'd go out in the garage, remember those little yellow wiffle ball bats?
Oh, yeah.
Beat the dog out of him. Said, now call me Mardi Gras, dog. And I'm chasing around the yard with that wiffle ball bat. The Taylor boys running wide open.
Those bats can hurt.
Oh, I put a whelp on him. You better believe I did. And then that night, see, he was a gutless little chicken. I'd be asleep, he'd pounce on me and beat me up.
Had to wait till you was asleep.
I had to wait till I sleep to whip me, the big ninny. So, but I love him. He's my brother. So, all right. Here's the funny thing. There's 4 boys. We could thrash each other.
Yeah.
But if Jeff Birchfield came started something,
oh, all 4 of you be
we
on.
circle the wagons, boys. It's
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I could be hitting you as my brother, and he'd say something. I'd stop, hold that right thought.
Yeah.
We'd go get him. And I'd come back and beat you up after it's over. But the Taylor boys would unite. We'd
Yeah.
circle the wagon, and it was on.
Yeah.
So, crazy stuff. Good times. I'll see you next week. No, I want to see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When are you going down? You want to do another day?
I can do Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah, because I'm flying back I get back about 8 o'clock Thursday night.
Friday, I'm in. Next Friday week, I will tell you where I can be. I will be in Jonesboro, Food City.
Okay, I'll do that if you can schedule me.
You're in.
All right.
Quick break. Mr. Birchfield's in the house talking Thunder Valley Nationals and NASCAR. Next on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Great sponsors here on the Tom Daly Sports Show and Cyclone Sports from Northeast Community Credit Union. Credit Sense by Savvy Money. Tell me about this.
Yeah, that's basically just a term for checking your credit score for free. It does not affect your credit score when you check it. There is no impact whatsoever. It is a soft pull. It is through our home banking. If you're a member, you can log in through your home banking, and then you can check your credit score for free. You can also get specialized loan officers on there as well. You can see how your credit score is calculated. You can see how your credit score is going to be impacted if you get a loan. You can go ahead and calculate that. You can get instant access to the factors impacting your credit score, such as the payment history, credit usage, all of that stuff. And the best part, there are so many articles under resources for saving money, for your future, for retirement, for planning. I mean, there are so many articles, short articles. If you have any questions about how to improve your credit score, it's on there. And this is just a wonderful feature. It is free. There is no charge whatsoever. So take advantage of that if you're a member with us.
BeMyCU.org. That's where you want to go. That's the starting point. Go from there to find out more about Credit Sense, but Savvy Money. From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Lewis Sports Show, and Cyclone Sports. And back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, we are joined by our buddy Jeff Birchfield, and I appreciate him so much coming because it's a busy week. And for him to stop and come be on my show, can't thank him enough because it's Thunder Valley National Week. He's got his jacket on, ready to go to the No Bull Winston Showdown. Yep. So I guess we'll start. We'll do some NASCAR too, but let's jump in there and talk. It's a big weekend. Bristol Dragways, Thunder Valley Nationals. Now, I saw in your article where New England's going to have theirs down here too. Explain that.
Well, what happened is the eliminations for the New England Nationals got rained out. And so they're incorporating for both the Top Fuel and Funny Car, the two Nitro divisions. It's going to be part of the, first round of qualifying is going to be normal qualifying on Friday. Then after that, second round and third round and fourth round, they're going to incorporate the eliminations from that race into the qualifying. So it's going to be interesting, going to be wild to try to keep up with all that. That's for sure. It's definitely going to be, but it should be a lot of fun for the fans. You know, they're going to get to see really 2 days of true racing instead of just 2 days qualifying.
Is that unprecedented for that to do it that way?
No, they've done it that way once before. I can remember, I think as a race in Brainerd, Minnesota, maybe got rained out, and then they did the eliminations like in Dallas or somewhere like that. So they've done it that way before, but it's very unusual. It's, you know, they tried to race again on Monday, and just the weather on Monday was too late, and they just couldn't wait till Tuesday because, you know, besides just NHRA, all the Fox TV people and all that got to have time to set up in Bristol.
We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Tomorrow will be a Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth, and get ready to talk about the big Father's Day sale. Hard to believe it's Father's Day, not this weekend, but next weekend. So the sale will start for all the dads for Father's Day coming up. Again, we'll start that tomorrow at Double C Western Supply. We're here again today at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So preview it. Again, Thunder Valley Nationals, it's one of the favorite stops on the whole circuit for all the drivers. They love coming to Bristol. So got to give us a preview. Who do you see as favorites going in?
Well, I think one of the favorites going in always has to be Ron Capps. He won last year, plus he won the season title. And, I mean, he's always in the funny cars. He seems to be the guy to beat at Bristol. You know, another guy, of course, John Force had great success there over the years. John, though, he's getting a little long in the tooth now. He's like 74 years old. But his driver, Robert Hyde, who used to be a son-in-law, Robert's, you know, been strong this season, so I think he's a contender there in the funny car ranks. You know, on the Top Fuel side, there's a lot of different contenders. Steve Torrance, who won like 4 championships in a row and then lost the championship last year, he's come out really strong. I think he looks like a favorite. Of course, Brittany Force, she's the defending series champion. She's done well. Mike Salinas, he won Bristol back-to-back years, and then last year Justin Ashley won. So that Top Fuel should be, really, really exciting. I think you've got a ton of contenders in that.
Johnson in Greenville, is he retired? Is he still racing?
No, actually, Alan's retired, but it's funny, in today's race notes, his brother, Randy, races just on the local thing, like local bracket racing, and he won down at Cherokee Race Park in Rogersville, so he actually had his photo in today's paper, so that's pretty cool.
So, preview that would be, it's going to be a great weekend of drag racing at Thunder Valley Nationals. Tickets are on sale again at the Dragway, of course, and if you've never been, it's a total different animal, obviously, from NASCAR.
It's a lot of fun. You're just talking to pro stock ranks. Actually, my story for tomorrow's paper, I was doing Dallas Glenn. He's been off to a great start in pro stock, won 3 of the first 6 races. But, yeah, the difference is you can get a pit pass to NASCAR, but the access you get to the drivers and stuff within HRA is just unlike anything else in motorsports. You can go to a NASCAR race or IndyCar race, and you might get autographs. You lucky if the guys, but in HRA they actually come to the ropes. They sign for the fans. They talk to the fans, take their photos with them. Just so many more opportunities to do that, and plus a lot of people, they love when they fire those cars up and that smell of nitro and your eyes water and all that stuff. So it's really neat.
The ground really does rumble, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah, especially if you're there close to the starting line. I mean, you can really feel it, and then that, when it starts out right there. Got a little sound effects.
Do the giveaway, would you please?
So there we go. There's the Top Fuel and funny car.
There you go.
That's not my stomach rumbling.
No. I love this guy. So that's what's coming up this weekend. When does it start? Thursday?
No, it actually starts on Friday. So, okay. And then Friday you got like I said, 2 rounds of qualifying. And then you've got 2 rounds qualifying on Saturday. And then, like I said, for the Nitro classes, they're incorporating the New England Nationals eliminations in that. And then Sunday's eliminations for the Thunder Valley Nationals. As the old announcer used to say, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. So there you go.
He's feeling today, folks. Got all kinds of sound effects. I love it. So tell me about Mr. Schumacher. Is he going into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Tony Schumacher, his father, Don, who was a very successful funny car racer back in the day, he was like in the Legends Thunder Valley back in 2014. But Tony's got an incredible track record at Bristol. He's won 86 races overall in his career, and 6 of those have come at the Thunder Valley Nationals. He's the most successful Top Fuel driver there, and he's always been a pleasure to deal with. He's just I can't think of anyone more deserving than him to be the latest legend of Thunder Valley.
So they'll induct him when?
That'll be Sunday. They usually have a ceremony before the race.
Are there females in NHRA?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were talking Brittany Force. She's actually the defending Top Fuel champion. Yeah, the female racers had a lot more success in NHRA. You've got Camry Caruso, who's won in Pro Stock earlier this year. Erica Enders has been one of the most successful Pro Stock drivers around. Angel Sampay's finally retired from the motorcycle, but you've got Angie Smith and some others on the Pro Stock motorcycles, and it's just females have traditionally done very well. And here at Bristol, I know Alexis DeJoria, she's a former winner at Bristol as well.
All this coming up, you heard him say on Friday. Tickets are available at the Dragway. Again, Bristol Dragway, Thunder Valley Nationals. The NASCAR guys are out in California, Sonoma, at the Toyota Save Mart 350. That's where they'll race this weekend. So what was your take on the racing last week, and where'd they go? They were in Illinois, weren't they?
Yeah, they were at Gateway. Yeah, I mean, a great battle at the end between probably the 2 best drivers in NASCAR. If you think about Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, they kept on battling on those restarts. Busch had 4 tires, though, which ended up prevailing at the end. And then you got 2 of your other top drivers battling with those guys, with Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. So really good race there. Speaking of Kyle Larson, we've talked about his versatility before. I saw he again last night won a what do they call it, high limit sprint car series race, which has like the best of the best sprint car racers in the country, and he's won 3 straight of those. I mean, it's just unbelievable, that guy's talent and versatility.
You put him in a pedal car, the guy could win, couldn't he?
Yeah,
pretty much.
He can. I've never seen anyone quite as versatile as he is.
Yep.
Now, like I said, if you just limit it to stock cars, I mean, Kyle Busch is hard to beat too, though. I mean, he's really, really, obviously very, very good. One of the all-time greats in stock cars. So, it's fun to watch those. But I saw where Kyle Busch actually won a race about a week ago in a little midget car on dirt. So, that shows, just those guys are just unbelievably talented, those two.
Chase Elliott back this week.
Yeah, and Chase, is always good on the road courses, so you expect him, to be strong. Of course, Kyle Larson's good on the road course as well. Martin Truex Jr., A.J. Allmendinger, those are, some of the guys you expect to be up front this week.
Top 16 right now. I went back before you got here. I went through the different car makes. You got 6 Chevys right now, 5 Fords, and 5 Toyotas, or 4 Toyotas. Make it 16. What would it be? 6 and 5 is 11. Well, yeah, 5 Toyotas too. 4 Toyotas.
Oh, Jethro Bodine, you say dot.
Yeah, I had that. It's down here. I can't reach it. But
that sounds about right, because I think, you probably have, if I'm guessing, it's probably Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell,
Bubba Wallace,
Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick. I think it all 5 be in the top 5 or top 16 for Toyota.
So the Fords right now, the top of the leaderboard is Ryan Blaney, and you have Kozlowski, who's come back. I like, for whatever reason, I like Brad Kozlowski because of the way he supports the veterans. He's always promoting the veterans on his card and in his talks. So he's doing well this year. He's back after a tough last year. Logano, your defending points champion, is 12th right now. He drives the Ford. So Ford, Chevys, and Toyotas. We've talked about this before. You see another car make coming on board before it's over with?
Well, I mean, there's always the rumor with Dodge. And then Nissan's been rumored a little bit, but I don't see anybody probably for another couple of years anyway. I think they're trying to see NASCAR get this next-gen car figured out totally and all that, because, they've had a few growing pains with it and all. I mean, we saw the wreck at Talladega earlier this year where Ryan Preece had the wreck where he ran into Kyle Larson's car. Is really scary. So, I know NASCAR's still got a few tweaks to the car. So I'd say before new manufacturers want to make sure they've got all that figured out before they get back in the sport.
See, I would think with Toyota's success, I would think a Honda or a Mazda or Nissan would jump all over again, or a Hyundai. I mean, I don't know if they can even put a car out there, but I would think when you see this other, import doing well, you go, hey, if they can do it, let's see if we can do it. I'm surprised Honda, but they got deep pockets. They're not trying it.
Yeah, you would think Honda or Nissan especially. Honda's been very involved in IndyCar racing. Nissan's really not been involved in IndyCar or NASCAR, but you think it'd be a really good opportunity for them because they have, obviously a lot of, factories and stuff in America. So, even though they're quote unquote Japanese countries, I mean, they have, or Japanese companies, they have, a lot of American, plants and all that.
Was there any hurt feelings last week at Gateway? Anybody?
Yeah, definitely. Austin Dillon was talking like he thought Austin Cindric wrecked him on purpose. To me, that looked more like a racing incident, and I guess NASCAR saw it the same way, although Austin and Richard Childress, his grandpa, was both saying that Austin Dillon maybe should be suspended. And I hope NASCAR don't go down that road. I mean, the Bubba Wallace wreck of Kyle Larson and the Chase Elliott of Denny Hamlin's one thing where it's pretty clear they're hooking somebody into the wall at a high speedway like that. But, I hope NASCAR don't get so picky on the rules and stuff like that. That's a, tough box they're putting themselves in with that.
How do you think Austin Dillon feels? I mean, he kind of coordinated this Kyle Busch move to get him over there to RCR, and he's over there now. He's been very successful. Austin Dillon's not. He is struggling, to say the least. He's not even in the top 16. So how do you think that's his granddad. They've thrown a lot of money at him over the years. He's still not producing like granddad, I would think, would want him to do. How do you think Austin Dillon feels about all this right now?
Well, I'm sure it hurts his ego, to some degree. But, I think he probably knew going in that, hey, if we sign Kyle Busch, there's a very, very good likelihood he's going to outperform Austin Dillon. But I'm thinking Austin's really hoping long-term that this helps elevate him as a driver. And at the first of the year, Austin was doing a little better, and it seemed to be, learning quite a bit from Kyle Busch, even though he's a veteran and been in the sport a while. And you think probably long-term it is going to help Austin, even though they're going through some struggles right now.
Busch has 63 career wins. Earnhardt Sr. up next with 76 on the all-time wins list. Can you catch him?
Well, you always think you can, but you never know. I mean, I know back in 2017, I guess Jimmy Johnson won 83, and a lot of people were thinking, well, man, he's going to pass Darrell Waltrip and Bobby Allison and maybe even pass Jeff Gordon at 93, and get it close to David Pearson at 105, and Jimmy never won again, so you just never know. I mean, and even Jeff Gordon, at one time I would have put money that he would have caught David Pearson at 105, and Jeff ended his career with like 93 wins, so you just never know. Guys go through hot streaks, cold streaks, plus, the technology changes the teams are with, so there's a lot of factors there.
I found the points. I thought it was down there. It's right there in my satchel. Imagine that. It was a snake that bit me. Number 3, quietly, third place, 22 points out, Kevin Harvick.
I've done a very, very good job this year. I think and then Martin Truex right behind him.
Yeah.
You was talking Keselowski, you're talking Busch. A lot of the veteran drivers have done very well. Denny Hamlin, they've all done well this year.
Chris Buescher?
Yeah, Chris Buescher, teammates with Keselowski. We've talked about that on the show quite a few times, how RFK Racing, they've really elevated and talk about two drivers working together and elevating the program because, the old Roush Racing, it really hadn't done a whole lot in the last decade.
Is the dirt gone at Bristol? They take the dirt up, it's still down.
The dirt is gone, and but I don't know if the dirt's coming back. That's a question they still haven't answered there for sure. But it's going to be interesting. How NASCAR's not announced the schedule for next year, and they usually don't announce the schedule in October, but they usually do have a little bit of a insight, before now. So I guess that's a good question I need to ask some of the folks up at Bristol this weekend.
Why don't you do that for me, would you please?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to find the schedule here real quick. So where do we go after Sonoma?
Sonoma, I know, I think is it Pocono next? And then I know 2 weeks after that, when they go to Nashville, because I'm actually going to go to that race.
NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Here we go. Come on now, pop up. I'm on there. I need you. Go to Nashville.
Oh, okay. So they have the following week off, looks like, then, for Father's Day.
Then they go to Chicago, July 4th. Then they go to Atlanta.
And then New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Then Pocono. Then they wrap up July in Richmond.
Yep.
So yep, they'll be going to Nashville. Tell me about Nashville Super Speedway.
Good track. I mean, it's a mile and a third, and it's actually all concrete track, so a little unique on that. Of course, Nashville, Dover, and Bristol, the only all concrete tracks, but that one, has got a little banking to it. Get a little speed up there, so it should be a good race. I know Kyle Larson won there a couple of years ago, and it really had a lot of speed. You look for guys at Nashville, your top drivers probably to shine right there at that track for sure.
Back to before I let you go, we're talking to Jeff Birchfield. We've got a couple minutes left here in the show. We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So accessibility, are the NHRA guys and ladies as accessible or more accessible to you in the media as maybe the NASCAR folks, or about the same?
Well, NASCAR's changed it over the years where they have the drivers come in to like the media center and all that, and they have set times, where you talk to them. So the NASCAR guys are really accessible as well. But, the NHRA guys, I guess they're a little more accessible if you want to just set up like a one-on-one interview, with most of them. It's easier to do that, not like in a group, deal like that.
Last year we were here doing the show, or I was. It was the same weekend, and one of the drivers was here with his crew. They had their suits on. I can't remember who it was now. Had a green and blue suit. That narrows it down. But anyway, all of a sudden, all these people, and they went out to the car and got some 8x10 glossies and Masson autographs right there on that table. And I thought, now that is, usually it's like, well, we got to go. But these guys, whoever it was, can't remember his name, he was standing right there, and he signed everything that he could sign, and people just kept coming. And a lot of people didn't know anything about it. So, yeah, I'll take an autograph picture. So I thought that was really cool that. And that's not that NASCAR guys won't do that, but this guy openly and willingly said, I want to sign stuff.
Yeah, that's been NHRA's big thing, like I said, with the fans, they say every pass is a pit pass. So, you get to walk around, and a lot of times, guys get souvenirs and things like that signed. So, yeah, that's a really cool thing with NHRA. I encourage if someone's never been there, I think it's one of the most fun events of the year to go to.
Last thing before I let you go, we do this, I've done it 2 or 3 times since the season started. Grade NASCAR right now. They've had a lot of topsy-turvy, a lot of penalties, a lot of fights and suspensions and injured drivers and so on and so forth. A, B, C, or D? Where's NASCAR right
I
now?
think they're a solid B right now. I think NASCAR's been better or worse, for some people. One thing you have to say about it's been exciting the last few weeks.
It has been exciting. Chase Elliott, he made a good point last week out off the air, off the show. When he's not racing, because he's the most popular driver in the sport, the television ratings plummet, don't they?
Yeah. I've honestly not seen for St. Louis what the ratings are, but I'm sure they probably were down a little bit. It was that case earlier in the year when he had his leg broken.
Star power. Who is out there waiting in the wings to be the next star of NASCAR?
Well, I tell you guys, when I went to North Wilkesboro to the All-Star race, the cheers for Kyle Larson were actually larger than the ones for Chase Elliott. I think Kyle's just got such a following, like through the dirt track ranks and all that. And like I said, people just appreciate his talent, his versatility. I think he's a guy there. I think if Ryan Blaney could start winning races, he's got a pretty funny personality. A lot of people would really gravitate to Ryan Blaney, so.
Bubba Wallace still struggling?
No, he's had a great few weeks. Now, last week, he ended up, his brake caliper ended up breaking there, so he ended up going into the, wall there at St. Louis. But no, he'd been on a real hot streak before that. He's really been doing well this year.
All right, I'm going to throw out 3 names before I let you go. I keep saying last question, but I don't want to lose the guy. He's so good. I like talking to him. He adds so much to the show, and you've taught me that out there. You really appreciate him being on. All right. Struggling and doing good. Chase Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe is definitely struggling, and they had the big penalty, where the illegal piece on their car and stuff. So, yeah, he's really not had a good year at all. I thought he'd be doing a lot better this year.
Ty Dillon, struggling or doing good?
Well, he's struggling, but he's in the Spires Motorsports car, so you don't expect that car to be running up front,
Austin Cindric.
Austin Cindric's another one. He didn't look too good there at St. Louis. Not only the deal with Austin Dillon, he got into Christopher Bell. It sort of reminded me of some of those weeks where people have been, criticizing Ross Chastain. Like I said, I didn't really think his deal was on purpose. I thought it was more just maybe Austin overdriving last week.
Eric Almirola.
Eric Almirola, he's been up and down. He had to deal with Bubba there at Charlotte where they had their little confrontation on pit road. But, he's probably been the second best Stuart Haas guy behind, Kevin Harvick.
Last one, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Struggling or doing good?
He had been doing really well. Of course, he got caught up in that wreck on Sunday, but yeah, he won the Daytona 500, and seems like ever since then, they've carried that momentum, throughout the season.
There you go. Somebody asked me the other day to ask you, I've thought of this too. Here's another question, and I will let you go. Does the sport miss Danica Patrick? And I said, I'll ask Jeff. I said, I don't think so. They probably miss a female presence, but missing her per se, that I don't know. What do you think?
I don't really think so. Honestly, I know Danica had, some fans, but I don't really think they missed Danica, to be honest at all there. Hey, one thing non-racing related, I will say, you're talking about Evan Carter. I went to high school with his mom, just all a solid family. They're just always super people.
Yep. Susan?
Yeah.
Great lady. So's Dad. Dad's a great guy. One of the administration at T.A. Duggar Middle in Elizabethton. So, you hungry?
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for coming because it's a busy week. I'm telling you, he didn't have to come. He could have said, man, I'm covered up because he's going to be up there wall to wall covering the racing for us at Bristol Dragway. So
yeah, and if the rain stops, I'm supposed to be over at Hunter Wright Stadium tonight with the River Riders and Axeman game.
Yeah, weather permitting. Yeah, last night River Riders won at 9-7. So Axeman are defending Appalachian League champs, right?
Yeah, sure are.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of crowds they had last night. I would assume for opening night. I drove by there after Bible school and looked at the River Riders ballpark. There's a lot of cars there. So.
Well, and I know Johnson City last night actually had a record crowd for the Doughboys, so, that's pretty exciting because a lot of people thought when minor league baseball left and they'd go to the Wooden Bat League that, people wouldn't come at all. But, yeah, you still got a lot of people going to the games, which is great.
It is great. Thank you, sir.
All right.
You're awesome. See you next week, I hope. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports.
The best furniture event in Cannon's history is going on now. We have made special deals with factories and received a ton of inventory at great prices, and now we're passing them on to you. Save up to 70% off great quality name brand furniture and get it today. Hurry now through Monday at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
So I'm Dr. Beth Cannon of Cannon Family Dental. We do a little bit of everything, cosmetic dentistry, general dentistry. We see all ages of patients. I like that patients are comfortable with bringing their family here. With smaller children, they're some of my favorite patients to see. We always try to make that first visit super happy where they get to come in, sit in the chair, see how they get pictures of their teeth and get their teeth brushed with a little silly brush. There's multiple families that have been with me since the beginning, and their kids were, my kids' age, like 7, 8 years old, and now they're grown up driving. They drive to their own appointments and make their own appointments, which is wonderful, and getting to see the kids and grow up with them. It's great to be a part of that. So if any of you are looking for a new dentist, we would love to have you join our family. Definitely give us a call if you'd like to come in.
The new Tempur-Pedics are here and they're all on sale. Get a great night's sleep on the most recommended bed in America while getting 0% interest for 48 months with 0 down payment, plus free delivery, setup, and removal. You deserve a better night's rest. Get to Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton today.
This is Big Country, and this is
Just Tom, and this is the Big Country Sports Show, and we say,
Go Cyclones.
That's going to do it from here. Big thanks to Greg Sire. Again, Major League Baseball Update does a wonderful job. Also, big thank you to Inez. Stopped by here from Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. And just now, our buddy Jeff Birchfield. Wonderful job again for Birch. Appreciate him very much. And so I hope you guys enjoy the show as much as I do doing it. I love doing this show. I get frustrated with the technology side of it at times, but it's part of it. But beyond that, I love talking about sports, love promoting our local people. That's what I like. Gosh, the Evan Carters of the world, and not just him, but other people. But it's just, I think it's really cool when our local folks flourish and do well, and he is. And so keep up the good work, Evan Carter, and all of our other local athletes. Again, our football coverage starts in 10 weeks and 2 days, 72 days out. Hello, Gary Banks. How you doing, sir? High school football, we'll get it started right over the hill here in Johnson City at Kermit-Tipton Stadium. Richard Van Huss, yours truly going to bring it to you, the Cyclones and the Elizabethton Cyclones and the Science Hill Hilltoppers, rather, in the Railroad Rumble in 72 days. Well, Tom, that's a long way off. Well, it is, but it's not. What is it, 200 days till Christmas, I think it was? 201 or 200. So, anyway, before we go, we always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, Ephesians 5:20. We dedicate this show to him every time. Hello to Pastor Bobby Stout watching the show. Thank you, sir, and Miss Jan. Ephesians 5:20 says, always giving thanks to God the Father for everything in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Last night we had 220-some youngins, 224 I believe it was, to be exact, at Pleasant Beach for Vacation Bible School. Had 5 decisions, so we've had a total of 11 young people give their heart to the Lord and have decided their eternal destiny by saying yes to the nudging of the Lord and the Holy Spirit to ask him into his heart, into their heart, rather. So we'll do it again tonight, 6:30. Again, you can still come. 2 more nights left, tonight and tomorrow night. Well, we've missed most of it. Who cares? Come anyway. Apparently, it's a blast, and it is. Kids keep coming. So our numbers keep going up every night, which we're blessed, and it's not a bragatory thing. We just want to say honor the good Lord for, again, and all the workers who, we've got over 100 workers putting this thing together. They've done a phenomenal job, led by Kevin Vaughn, who leads it. So, again, at Pleasant Beach and Watauga Road in Elizabethton, if you want to come tonight and tomorrow night, come on. We don't care. Well, we're down to 2 nights left. We don't care. Come on anyway. It'll be all right. So, anyway, out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Wrapping up show number 1867. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. And we'll wrap it up by, we always tell you, bloom where you planted and win or lose. Be a good sport. Next show tomorrow will be a Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth and getting ready to kick off the Father's Day sale. So have a good rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow at Double C here on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Saying so long from Chick-fil-A in Johnson.